Diseases Day is normally marked every last day of February to spread awareness of the rare diseases and to ensure that people suffering from the diseases get easy access to proper medical treatment. This year's Rare Diseases Day is themed Share Your Colors.
Rare Disease Day is an opportunity for people to come together and to amplify their voices about the challenges that they have. Talk and amplify those voices to everyone, to the general public. Tell them that these diseases do exist, and if you have one, join us. And it's okay. They are, your concerns. There are people who understand them. There's a community that people can understand. Also to the government that to do something about it. The policies and strategies to ensure that people living with rare diseases also are catered for. Because we're talking about UHC, is Leave No One Behind. That includes people living with rare diseases.
Christine Mutena narrates her journey as a caregiver of persons living with rare diseases and conditions.
My rare disease journey started roughly 16 years ago. And that was the firstborn when she was diagnosed with a rare condition, a symptom of the rare condition, because she's still currently not medically diagnosed. And I thought that was it, like it couldn't get harder than that. Then my second born came with a different condition, that's chromosomal, which is it manifests differently. So that whole experience, that whole journey of having kids with rare diseases hasn't been easy, because society doesn't know how to help you. We were not raised to bring up kids with disabilities. Those are things we are taught as we're growing up. We're trying to figure out, okay, this has happened. What is the best case scenario for this? How do we handle it? And you see, it's a human being you're making decisions for.
According to Christine, the most difficult part of her work is the stigma associated with the rare diseases in the society, coupled with misdiagnosis, lack of medication, and medical facilities that treat the rare diseases, among others.
There's no school that caters for my kids in terms of they can't get the help they need. It's either too expensive, the requirements are too many, get a shadow teacher, get this, get that. There is far proximity from where you live to the best school you have found. Of course, that's based on your pocket. Government doesn't subsidize our fees or our therapies. Most of the local health insurances do not cover congenital or genetic conditions. We are basically digging harder into our pockets. So there's insurance we're looking at, there's medical expenses we're looking at, there's educational expenses we're looking at. It's a whole list.
What part has the church to play in lessening the burden?
Unfortunately, I would say sometimes the church has caused a lot of hurt. Unfortunately, you'll find that a lot of people will say the way they went with their children to church, and the church said, please don't come with your child. Oh yeah. Or sometimes I have had someone come and tell me, but maybe you did not pray enough, Kama ungeomba, mtoto angekuwa sawa. And they'll actually quote Bible verses. And so it's out of ignorance, you understand. But then you see, what that person remembers is that this happened in a church setting. People have even been told that God gives good gifts. What is this that he's given you? This is not from God. Such things. Those things hurt.
Christine says the caregiver's journey has brought with it a great deal of lessons.
From my observation and exposure, genetic discipline is not something that Kenya has picked up. By genetic discipline, I mean when you have one pediatric geneticist for the whole of Kenya. A huge percentage of these tests are sent abroad. Whether it's South Africa, whether it's India, whether it's Europe, they're still sent out of the country. There is no genetic counseling in the whole country. There is scarce information about these rare diseases. So I had to find that myself as a parent, I probably know the most for my daughter's particular condition more than her doctors, because that's all I've researched. It's been tunnel vision research. Yes, tunnel vision research on one condition. For me it's two, because they have different. I've been trying to diagnose myself firstborn, because I don't know how we're going to get a formal or medical diagnosis for her. And you see, with diagnosis, even if there's nothing or there's no treatment or cure for that condition, it gives you closure of some sort. It gives you understanding that, okay, this is what happened.
Rare Disorders Kenya has been at the forefront in making awareness of the rare diseases. Their mandate is to bring patients together for support and ensure that they are not alone in the journey.
We do not have any statistics in Kenya, so we know globally there are over 7,000 rare diseases. Every year the awareness is growing, and more people are now reaching out. And you find that now even the government, we have a technical working group for rare disorders, which is a big achievement. So this technical working group will inform the government in terms of the policies that need to be put in place to cater, or rather to be favorable to people living with rare diseases. That's an achievement, having to push for that.
Faith Imani Mugo for Hope TV Newswatch.